may sound to be a well-concocted narrative when I say I smell a handshake between President Ruto and the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, not specifically in Ruto's first term, but most probably in Ruto's second term. And that is why I decided to collect all the key factors that the two leaders have hinted that there could be a possibility of a handshake in the near future. First, you just have to agree with me that nothing happens by coincidence in politics. Earlier this week, on a number of occasions, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and President Ruto were publicly seen engaging in talks and laughter.
In Japan, kutoka Japan, Kenya huyu mfuko. Hiyo za mita tatu kuruka viunzi na maji ndio hizo sasa zinakaribia kwanza. Another one is Wilberforce Finesse was expected to go through 2002 kwa dakika 5.3 sekunde. And remember that the target finish time for this event is 8 minutes 15 seconds.
Right from the burial of Dedan Kimathi's wife to the stadium. What does that tell you? They are always united to divide we Kenyans. Not unless you are a fool, then you'll believe that the two meetings happened coincidentally. If I'm also to consider history, then history itself obeys the doctrine of res ipsa loquitur, because even the Nusumkate government wasn't formed in Kibaki's first term, but instead it was well orchestrated in Kibaki's second term, immediately after the post-election violence. And the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was brought on board as the Prime Minister through the mediation of the late Kofi Annan. If I'm also to mention of Uhuru's handshake with the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, we all saw it came under Uhuru's second term of service. I think it was on 9th March 2018, if I'm not wrong with the date. And if history is to be considered as a factor, then I kid you not, there are high chances that there could be a handshake in Ruto's second term of service, and Ruto, clever enough, shall come to Kenyans telling them that it is only a fool who never changes his mind. And that shall be how the DP, Rigathi Gachagua, strategically conned. Another event that hinted of a possibility of a handshake to take place in the near future is on the very day that the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga called off the maandamano. In an interval of less than 1 hour, the president did address the nation. Few minutes later, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga called the press to address too. That showed that it had been designed to happen that way, and the only difference that was in place was who will start and who will follow suit. Both leaders were very respectful to each other to an extent that Kenyans understood that the maandamano were very detrimental to the progress of any nation. That aside, many Kenyans seem to be suffering from mental masturbation simply because now that Kenyans have witnessed the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and President Ruto walking the peace talk, they seem to have learned that the two leaders are always one and the same thing. But the day after tomorrow, when the Right Honorable calls a maandamano, Kenyans forget easily to an extent that they start brutalizing their near neighbors. I've never understood why many Kenyans never learn the art of politics. Today we are friends, tomorrow we begin hating each other over political hullabaloo that is created by the politicians. They keep on fooling us exactly the same way the white colonizers fooled our grandparents. They shot them, then they asked them to leave revenge to God. Anyway, let us embrace peace as we wait to see how things shall be unfolding in the political scene. And as I come to the penultimate part of this video, in case if you're watching me for the very first time, kindly just consider hitting on the subscribe button. If you've been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button. And more so, if you're watching me from a different platform, either Telegram, TikTok, or Facebook, kindly just head on over to YouTube, search for Mohamed Sudi. I'll be the first right person to pop up. If matters socio-economic and political matters are your great areas of concern, kindly do consider hitting on the subscribe button so that each and every time that I upload a new video, it will automatically reflect on your notification panel. And by so doing, you'll simply be supporting my content. Thank you, and may God bless you.